Got done with IVIG for the day. When I get home, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the study that I'm in, but I wanted to answer a question really quick that several people have, or that I've gotten several times, and that is about what I do during IVIG, because I'm at the clinic most of the day. It's like a 5-6 hour infusion, sometimes longer, depending on the day and the brand. And you saw in that last clip was kind of a summary of that. I sleep most of it just because IVIG really wears me out, and when I'm sitting up for too long, the day of and the day after, I start to get a really bad headache and feel really tired. So I pretty much have to be like laying down most of the time, and I just rest and try and sleep through it. I have to be up super early to get to the clinic and start my infusions, and since I'm not a morning person, I have to wake up so early, I'm usually just really tired. So I sleep most of it, but I also take the time, now that I started my business, launched the Influence Health, I work. So I will write client plans, work on those plans, get them emailed out, respond to emails, get my schedule set, that sort of thing. So I did make a whole video about launching my business, but it is officially launched. The website is live. It's theinfluencehealth.com. I'll put it on the screen. It'll be down in the description box below. The Instagram is the Influence Health as well. So if you're interested in checking that out or learning more, you can check out the website or the Instagram, or reach out to me, leave a comment, DM me, email me, whatever. I'd love to share more about that with you if you're interested, and then work with you if that's something you'd like to do. So I just wanted to throw that out there and just talk a little bit about what I do all day while I'm getting my infusion. A lot of it is sleep, work, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to drive home, sit in Denver traffic for probably an hour, and then when I get home, I'll talk a little bit more about this study that I'm part of. And today was my first infusion for the drug that they are studying. So that was exciting, and I'm curious to see how the next few days go. So in my last IVIG video, I briefly mentioned that I had qualified for a research study, which was really exciting, and a lot of you wanted to know a little bit more, so I thought I'd talk about it briefly here today. So when you get IVIG, your C1 levels can drop, which is part of the complement system, and that is in charge of inflammation, or like keeping inflammation down essentially. So if your C1 levels drop, you'll usually get more inflamed, and naturally low C1 is associated with a hereditary disorder, which I don't have, but it's not uncommon for C1 to drop when you get IVIG. Like, I don't know what that whole mechanism is, but it can happen. And my doctor, they do a ton of research at the place that I go for IVIG, and their clinic has found that people whose C1 drops the most seem to have the worst reactions with IVIG. They get more headaches, they get more fatigue, they get more side effects and symptoms. And so there is a drug that's currently used for that hereditary issue that raises C1 levels, and they are researching if they give that drug to IVIG patients whose C1 levels drop. If they can get those C1 levels up, does that help them tolerate IVIG better? Does that give them less side effects and allow them to feel better after their infusions? And so because I have an immune deficiency and my C1 levels have dropped enough, I qualified for the study. So the first two infusions of the study were just my normal IVIG. I didn't get any drug. It was just to like get a baseline. And then today I had my first infusion of the drug to get my C1 levels up and see how I respond to IVIG and that drug moving forward. So I think I get three or 5 infusions with the drug. So the next few infusions, we'll see how I do having that infusion of the drug before my IVIG in the morning. And so really what we're trying to see with me is I do get headaches after. My headaches aren't like huge. I don't get really bad migraines or have to go to the ER or anything, but my fatigue levels are so bad. And in general, my fatigue is awful, and it's been one of the things that I just have never been able to touch over the years. And so my doctor's hoping that having this infusion of this drug to raise my C1 will help with my fatigue and help with my energy levels, especially post IVIG and then longer term. So that's what's really exciting. Obviously, we're going to be monitoring all my symptoms. Will my headaches be better overall? Because I do get headaches. They're not awful, debilitating, but I do get them. Will my fatigue be better? Will any of my other side effects like my GI symptoms and that sort of thing be better? Because it does help regulate inflammation. We're hoping my inflammation keeps going down. It goes down or doesn't rise as much after IVIG. Maybe that will mean I won't have as many GI side effects. Obviously less headaches and fatigue, like I've said a million times already. So that's essentially what the study is to get my C1 levels up with IVIG and see if that helps with my symptoms overall and how well I handle and manage the IVIG infusions themselves. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited and nervous today. Everyone was like, it's your study day, you know, it's the first day of the infusion. And I was like, yay, I think. Because if you've been following me for a long time, you know my body's a little crazy and I tend to respond differently than most people do. So I tend to, like, if something's supposed to work and works on everybody, it doesn't work for me, and vice versa. If it's like something that makes everybody else feel awful, it usually makes me feel great. So it'll be really interesting to see how I respond. I'm hoping that it's all positive and good, and that this does actually help. Obviously, I don't want any extra side effects, but you know, the worst case scenario is that hopefully the worst case scenario is it doesn't do anything. Best case scenario is that it makes me feel better overall. So that's the study. I had my first infusion today, and I will keep you guys posted on how the study goes. If you want to learn more about that and hear how, you know, how I'm doing with getting my C1 levels up and managing IVIG. So I'm not sure if this is gonna be the end of the video. I might do a little update maybe in a couple days to be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling having like done the study infusion with my IVIG. But if I don't do a follow-up clip, thanks for joining me today and getting this little IVIG and study update. Don't forget to hit that little red subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. It helps support my channel. Both of those things do. And as always, any questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll see you all next time.